morning. It is Tuesday. It is the day after the bank holiday and the weather is not great. As you just saw, it is grey, it is wet. It is not the weather that I enjoy, but it's okay. It is okay because I am inside. I've already been out before the rain kicked off. I have this lovely TikTok whipped coffee, which is actually the only other time I've made it since the previous vlog because I just felt like making it today. It is still a little strong. I'm still working on that, but yeah, welcome back to another vlog. So I went to Tesco this morning because going to Tesco is apparently my life in vlogs because I needed to get a few things that were missing from our online shop. We get our shop delivered on Sundays. Obviously, I did not want to go to Tesco on Bank Holiday Monday because who wants to go shopping on a bank holiday? Not me, that's for sure. So I went this morning. And I also went with the intent of purchasing this, she says, putting a picture in. Inside the Tesco I go to, there is a Costa coffee. And I was just kind of browsing through the app the other day because I haven't really bought takeaway coffee for ages. I saw that they have this new iced vanilla latte whipped coffee. Or is it iced or is it not? Either way, it's a vanilla lavender coffee. And I was intrigued. I have no idea how the very floral taste and scent of lavender is going to pair with coffee. And apparently I have to wait to find out because the lady said they are sold out. I'm not really sure I believe her, not in the sense that she is lying to me about having it, but I always find with these seasonal drinks, they don't always deliver them to some of these stores. Because I've been to Costa's on the day that the maple hazelnut latte comes out, sort of September time, and it's like the day after it's been on the app, like, oh sorry, you sold out, and it's like 9 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, I don't think you have. I just don't think that whoever organises your delivery got any of this on your list. So yeah, like it's not her fault. That's not what I'm saying, but I just think that maybe it hasn't quite arrived in that store yet. There is another Costa that I could drive to, but in all honesty, I don't want to. It's not great outside. I might go later in the week. I'm just going to see how it goes. But for now, I have this whipped coffee that I did not have to pay £5 for. So what is happening this week? In all honesty, not a lot. I finished the first draft of my book on Friday just gone. Yes. It was actually a really excellent day because not only did I finish the first draft of my book, I received a very wonderful and special gift from my mother-in-law. My husband, who always watches these vlogs, will be very delighted that I included this. When we went to see his family up in Northumberland, I happened to mention something that I had always wanted, or rather I'd been wanting for many years, but had not bought because it was heavily implied by me that I couldn't afford it because it is quite expensive. It was just something we were talking about. I didn't think anything of it, and then this arrived. It is a very large Hobbs box. If you're not familiar with Hobbs, is a quite high-end fashion brand here in the UK. It's very classic styles. It's the sort of thing you would see the Duchess of Cambridge in, for example, that very clean classic style. So this was the box it came in. It is no longer in the box, but I could not pass up the opportunity to show you this really big box. Let's go see what was actually inside. This was what was inside. This coat is so beautiful. It is this gorgeous baby blue kind of trench ring neck style coat. and it is just so gorgeous. The fabric is amazing. I haven't even taken any of the kind of extra packaging off at the moment, but I have hung it up so that it maintains its proper shape. But just everything about this coat is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to flip you back round while we talk about it some more. So what is the story behind this coat and why that coat meant so much to me? So we need to roll back in time 10 years at least, possibly 15. I saw that exact coat in the Hobbs in Windsor, as in Windsor Castle, Windsor. And it was just so gorgeous. And I went to try it on, and I had it on in the changing room, and I had worn my smartest outfit to go into Hobbs. This is not a place that you go to in a jeans and t-shirt. You need to look the part, so to speak. So I had, put on some makeup, put on a nice outfit and gone in there to try on this coat, to feel like I wasn't a complete fraud, which is how I felt. Bear in mind, I was probably in my mid-20s, late 20s at this point. So, you don't always feel super confident in that stage in your life. But anyway, I picked it up, I tried it on, and I stood in the changing room for maybe 10 minutes wearing this coat, and I just loved it. And it was my wish there and then that I would one day be able to afford this coat, because it was actually the same price back then. Maybe it was slightly cheaper than now, but it was around the same price back then, and that was not in the affordability range for Melanie back in, maybe late 2010s, early 2020s, something like that. It was just not in my budget. I just dreamed of one day being able to walk in there and just buy this coat, because to me it had this feeling of success, that if I could drop what was a lot of money, I will reveal in a minute, on this coat, that I had really made it. It might seem silly to some of you, but to me it really meant a lot that I would, that I could ever buy something like that. Fast forward all these years, and this was the item that I was talking to my mother-in-law about, because she is a big lover of Hobbs, and the fact that she just bought this for me, there was no rhyme or reason. It's not a special occasion, nothing like that. The fact that she just bought this coat and sent it to me was just, even talking about it, honestly, it was just, I was giddy. If you ask my husband, I was absolutely giddy when I received this coat. And if you're wondering, this coat retails for £220, which to me is a lot of money. It's not that I would never ever consider it. It's just, that's a lot of money for a coat, and it is gorgeous and beautiful. And just the fact that after all these years it is now my coat was just, it was amazing. And I really felt like, if you're someone who believes in the universe and manifestation, that it had taken a long time by, anyone's standards, but it was absolutely worth it. And that Melanie back then maybe wasn't ready for this, but Melanie now is definitely ready for this. And, if I were going out today, in some respects, it would actually be a perfect day, because it is a rain mac, but I'm not, I'm staying in, and I have been filming another YouTube video, hence the face and makeup. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of share this story with you. It might just be a story about a coat to some people, but to me it really meant something, that someone had gone out of their way to gift something of that value to me. It made my day. So yeah, as well as finishing my first draft, I inadvertently got this beautiful gift on the same day. So Friday was absolutely a great day. The rest of the weekend, I honestly didn't do very much at all. Like I said, it's bank holiday. I just generally avoid going out too much. It tends to be quite busy in places. So I just spent the day largely kind of reading and just relaxing, really. So it was a very peaceful weekend, for sure. This week, I'm basically having a break from the book, and this is going to be just a lovely, relaxing week. So hopefully this will be a nice, relaxing vlog as I film over the next few days. I was hoping to get some other sit-down YouTube videos filmed whilst I have a little bit more energy because I'm not writing, so that I can get some of those scheduled up in advance to free up some time for when I start edits. So yeah, this is just going to be a very cozy stay-at-home vlog as far as I can tell. Who knows what might happen in a few days. So yeah, I have no idea what the next clip is going to be, but I'll see you there. it is a Thursday and I have just got back from running some errands. I only had like 1 or 2 things to do and it just seemed too much effort to film. So here I am having done them. So first thing I had to do was go to the library because I had a library book to return. And our library is also the kind of designated food waste place, if that's the term for it. Essentially, we have a group of volunteers who work both in our village and the slightly wider area to distribute food that is kind of maybe a day or 2 past its best. Still perfectly edible, but would otherwise just end up in the bin and thus no good to anyone. And it's free for anyone to use. It's not a food bank or anything like that. It's just literally, please take this food or it's going to go in the bin. So they happened to have not long delivered once I was there. It was mostly bread, and don't get me wrong, I love me some bread, but we have like 4 different kinds of bread in our freezer right now, so I absolutely don't need any more. But what they did have for a little treat was these. They're little brioche rolls with a chocolate kind of hazelnut filling. Even on clearance, apparently they didn't sell. I've had these before. They are pretty tasty. Who doesn't like brioche, right? It's really good stuff. And I thought, for a little treat, why not? So picked those up and brought those home. And the other errand I had to run was to go to the post office and pick up a parcel from Vinted. Vinted is a app online website thing where you can basically buy secondhand clothes. It's a bit like Poshmark or Depop if you're more familiar with those services, but Vinted is kind of the main one here in the UK as far as I'm aware. Anyway, they were basically running a kind of special offer whereby if you bought something and opted to have it delivered to your local every office. Yeah, I know words today. I know words. Which happens to also be our local post office. Then the delivery was free. I mean, delivery is ordinarily only like £2-3, but you know, that's £2 or £3 in my pocket. So I was like, I'm gonna go for this. So I had a scroll through and I found a really cute top on there, and I have just picked it up. The size of this printout, so if you've ever sold anything on eBay, Vinted, whatever, and you opt to print your label yourself, you're probably familiar with how it's supposed to look. This print, hold on, just making sure I'm covering the sensitive information on here. That is the biggest address label I've ever seen. It is huge. I don't know how this person got it to print out that big, but yeah, I like the fact that they've reused a bag. That's very eco-friendly. So I thought I'm gonna go open this now and try it on and see what we think. Okay, so this is it. This is as much as I can kind of get in frame, but it's got this kind of loose bottom to it. If I show you a bit more closely, it's got this kind of really nice texture and these really nice kind of puff sleeves, and the elastic is not super tight, which is something that I hate. And it's got this very nice kind of square neckline. I think this is just really, really nice for summer because it's very light and floaty. My only concern is that it's also a little thin. It doesn't show up as here, but yeah, you can kind of see. It's a tad thin. I think I'll need to find maybe like a white kind of strapless top that I could put underneath, because this is a skin tone underwear and it is still showing through. So other than that, which I'm sure we can remedy, this is just, this is so cute. I love it. This is originally from Mint Velvet, which is quite an expensive brand of clothing. So it would certainly have cost a lot more than I paid for it, which was about £5. But yeah, I think this is really, really pretty and absolutely perfect for summer. Just need to find some sort of strapless white bandeau top to put underneath and we're good to go. So given this is a week off from writing, I don't have an awful lot of things on my to-do list today, which is kind of the whole point. But I just did want to show you very briefly how far I have gotten with The Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw. If you watched my teen tome video, and I'll pop a little link up here, I mentioned that I was basically going to start reading this because it's not fantasy, it's nothing that is going to influence any of my own writing. It's a whodunit basically, and it's been sat on my bookshelf for some time and I thought I'd pick it up. That video went up on Tuesday, which was also the day that I basically filmed it. Today is Thursday. Guys, we're almost at the end. I have been reading this. This is, for a long time, I haven't really found a book that I could read over such a period of time. Like, I read a few pages of something, put it down, maybe come back to it. This has been very much continuous. Turn the page, I need to know more. So yeah, this is a real page turner, as you would hope from a whodunit. I'm definitely going to finish this today. I kind of have a feeling about how it's going to turn out, but I know a lot of people who have reviewed this on Amazon or have talked about it in her Facebook group have said they didn't see the ending coming. So I'm like, is it kind of a red herring situation, or is there going to be some sort of twist? I mean, I hope so. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, this has been so well put together, especially for someone like myself who doesn't read this kind of book typically. What I have enjoyed, let me see if I can find an example. We have pages where there are just kind of text messages that have been exchanged between the characters, and we also have, she says, trying to find it, excerpts from these kind of fictional podcasts that are, well, would have been talking about the disappearance. As so often happens now in true crime, everything gets turned into a podcast for people to throw their 5 pence in to see what they thought has happened there. And one other bit, there's also these police interview kind of transcripts as well, and it just really kind of helps to immerse you in the story, because even though it's not a traditional narrative, it kind of makes it feel more real and really brings it to life. So I really liked the addition of those kind of not strictly prose narrative type features. So yeah, I am excited to finish this today, and will of course pop back and let you know when I've done that and find out who did it. I'm not sharing it with you though. You gotta go read it. The only other thing that I'm going to be doing today that I will share with you and probably finish the vlog on is making root vegetable curry for dinner. I like to prep this really early because once it's cooked, I just like for it to sit there and all these beautiful curry flavors just marinate the vegetables. It tastes way better than if I just made it like 20 minutes ahead of when we want to eat it. So yeah, kind of prep that early and let it just marinate there all day. So yeah, that will probably be the next clip. See you there. Hello. As promised, we are here in the kitchen and we are going to whip up a root veg curry for dinner. Shameless self promo here. This recipe is available in my book Cosy Autumn, which is available on both Kindle and a physical book. So yeah, if you're interested in making this for yourself, go check it out. But let's go. Look at the size of this potato. This is just from a bag of Maris Pipers, which should be more like this size. This is huge. This is like a baking potato, but let's get into it. So the root veg curry is all done, and it's just gonna sit there now for the next few hours until my husband gets home from work and we can sit down to enjoy dinner. As I said earlier, this is where I'm going to end the vlog before it gets too long once again. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you'd like to make this recipe you can find it in my book, and links to buy are down below. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this cozy content, please hit the subscribe button to ensure you get notified of all my future vlogs and other videos. Have a great day. Bye.